Women's combat sports have never asked for permission to be respected. They've taken it, one brutal exchange at a time. Over the years, these fighters have delivered some of the most explosive, technical, and emotionally charged knockouts the sport has ever seen.
Job done. Yeah, the body shot. Look at that.
Not just moments of raw power, but snapshots of timing, precision, and unshakable heart. This isn't just about finishes. It's about statements. It begins with Dakota Diva, who walked into the cage like she had something to prove and no time to waste. From the opening bell, she dissected Carrie Isam with surgical violence.
Got it started, and then you can see the delayed reaction.
Every strike had intention. Every elbow carried menace. Within moments, a cut opened on Carrie's forehead, blood tracing the damage Dakota was methodically creating. Even when Isam tried to close the distance, tried to wrestle momentum back into her favor, Dakota's knees and slicing elbows told a different story.
But Marshall does hit so hard, and Hermans is not.
When the fight hit the ground, it was no longer competitive. It was survival. Dakota rained down punches with a fury that forced the referee's hand. It wasn't just a win. It was domination. Then there was the war between Natalia Diakova and Smila Sundal. Two world-class strikers colliding in a storm of leather and bone. The exchanges were violent, the pace suffocating. But in the second round, Sundal shifted into another gear.
Punchy that she lands on, whichever way she's standing. Great shot over the top.
Lost their balance a bit.
Her pressure became relentless, almost predatory. Diakova tried to counter, tried to create space, but Sundal's body shots began to echo through the arena. One perfectly placed hook to the midsection changed everything. You could see it. The delayed reaction, the body folding, the realization that the end had arrived. A single shot placed with devastating precision closed the show. Mona Kimura delivered her own masterclass in destruction more than once. Against Satoko Ozawa, she was sharp and clinical, carving through her opponent with precise combinations that left Ozawa's face battered early. By the second round, the outcome felt inevitable.
Straight through the middle, and already marking up her opponent's face.
Big knee to the body there, the first.
The referee stepped in, saving Ozawa from further punishment. And when Kimura faced Ayo Jaira, it was even quicker. A flawless straight left counter dropped her opponent cold. That's the thing about elite timing. It doesn't need rounds to tell a story. Sometimes it only needs seconds. Savannah Marshall reminded the world why power translates across divisions. Against Lolita Mosa, she weathered early aggression before planting vicious uppercuts that snapped Mosa's head back with frightening force. By the second round, Marshall's punches were breaking through guard after guard, each one thudding with championship authority.
I've got to give this woman props. She stepped in the cage already with Dakota. She knows what she's...
When she trapped Mosa against the ropes and unleashed a final barrage, it felt less like a finish and more like a coronation. And later, against Femke Hermans, it was one perfect left hook, thrown at the exact same moment as her opponent's, that ended the night in an instant. Two fighters throwing simultaneously. Only one still standing. Elsewhere, the finishes came fast and merciless. Nam Kinahan needed just 30 seconds to land a head kick so clean it felt like time paused before her opponent hit the canvas. Erika Bumagawa folded her opponent with a body shot that carried all the frustration and hunger of someone determined to prove a point. Becca Irwin introduced herself to the professional stage with a knee from the clinch so devastating it silenced the arena before the roar even began. And then there were the wars. Fights like Miyu Sugawara versus Maikona, where both women dropped each other in a chaotic, bloody back and forth that felt more like a survival test than a sporting contest. By the third round, exhaustion painted their faces, but heart kept them swinging. When the final finish came, it wasn't just physical, it was emotional. One warrior simply had nothing left to give. Denise Gomez and Jean Ruiz delivered another kind of violence. A high-level chess match played at full speed. For 2 rounds they traded momentum, neither willing to concede an inch. But in the third, during one frantic exchange, Gomez found the opening. A clean shot dropped Ruiz and the follow-up on the ground was immediate and ruthless. In fights like that, hesitation doesn't exist. You either seize the moment or you lose it forever. What makes these knockouts unforgettable isn't just the impact. It's the build-up. Pressure. The resilience of fighters who absorb punishment and keep marching forward. Smilla Sundal breaking opponents down with knees in the clinch until their bodies simply can't respond. Dakota Daika overwhelming challengers with suffocating ground and pound. Melissa Martinez defending every desperate takedown before unloading a storm of strikes that left no doubt who owned the cage. These moments shatter the outdated narrative that women's fights are anything less than elite. The technique is there. The brutality is there. The heart is undeniable. Every finish carries a story of sacrifice, of endless hours in empty gyms, of bruised ribs and swollen knuckles, of doubt conquered and confidence earned the hard way. This is what happens when preparation meets opportunity under the brightest lights. One perfectly timed knee. One left hook thrown with conviction. One body shot that steals the breath from lungs and hope from eyes. And the message echoes every time: underestimate them at your own risk.